Once again, my beautiful viewers, welcome to my episode. Um, Today is actually January 4th, 2025, guys. Um, 2026. It's actually the year is very interesting. See how the week everything started. Now, first and foremost, not going to speak too much on it, but I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. What's going on over there in Venezuela? Wow, interesting. I think that was on January 2nd, it happened early in the morning. But I mean, this situation is crazy, but it's something that's wow. I mean, just foresee what I'm foreseeing coming out of this is it's not good. Um, Once again, guys, I'm just speaking from a overall picture here. I'm not picking no sides, nothing like that. I'm not condemning anyone. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. It's just um, knowing when natural resources are involved, knowing that basically every war that ever occurred is because of natural resources and transportation routes. It's something I see lead into. It's leading into a war. Um, I don't think it's something that a lot of people are looking forward to. But when you have $300 billion worth of oil sitting under your country worth 17 trillion, I mean, at that point, gloves are off, because that's really the foundation for war. The foundation for war is basically natural resources and transportation routes. But anyway, guys, now the banking system here. The banking system is not looking that great. Starting, I think this happened maybe January 1st or on the last day of December 2025, where the feds, this is what I foresee coming in 2026, guys. The feds actually they actually pump it into the banking system. $105 billion. Now, a lot of people wondering, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, let me put it like this. Right before COVID, the whole situation with COVID, 2020, the bank, the Federal Reserve Bank, they pump, I think it was 15 billion into, no, not a 15 billion, sorry. I am sorry about that. It was, the 15 billion actually. I apologize. The 15 billion that they pump into the economy in the past it's the Lehman Brothers, right before the collapse of 2028, the housing market collapse of 2008. Right before the collapse, the Federal Reserve Bank pump money into the banking system. They gave it to Lehman Brothers, but look what happened. They had a housing crash. The economy collapsed. And right before COVID in 2020, they pump also, I think, around maybe 20 billion or 30 billion. I'm not 100% sure on that number, but it's like around 20 or 30 billion dollars. The point to this is right before you have any form of collapse, financial collapse, what what's normally happening here with the Federal Reserve Bank and these big commercial bank is that there's always a pattern. Okay, the Fed's always bailing out these big banks. They're always pumping money into their financial system. So in a way, they're kind of like making up for their losses because there's nothing these banks can do. They're basically their books, their liabilities outweigh their asset. What they owe is more than what they have on their books. So in a way, in layman's term, a lot of these banks, basically all of them, they're underwater. So knowing this, what I foresee coming in 2026 is that it's going to be a financial collapse. The housing market is going to take a hit. Now, speaking on the housing market, guys, Lennar, which is a builder, they build subdivision, and I think they're from Canada. They actually dropped the prices of their homes starting at the beginning of the year of 2026 by 10%. Now, overall, Lennar, from the peak COVID period when the homes were at its max in prices, they actually went down with the prices on their home by 21% over the past, I would say, 2 years. And it's going to go further. I foresee these homes falling anywhere between 25 to 30% less than what they were at the peak of their price. So let's just say if a home costs $2 million, it's going to lose half a million of its value. And it's close to losing that already because most of it is already gone. Most of that half a million in value is already gone from that property. And guys, when this hit, when this financial market hit, it's going to affect a lot of people on a global scale. It's and I do believe this is going to happen in the year 2026. Um, it's going to be something that we haven't seen before. Look at the price of silver. Silver is now getting out of control. Now, when you see precious metals like silver and gold skyrocketing like that, that is basically a clear indicator that something bad is coming to the economy. Pardon my line. Pardon me there for a sec. Just had a so seeing the explosion of silver, guys. A lot of people are cheering it on. Oh, I got silver. It's going up in value, but what they don't realize is the repercussion that's coming behind it. It's it's a clear indicator that the dollar is falling. It's crumbling. And when I say the dollar, I'm talking about the U.S. currency on the world stage. It's not as strong as what it used to be anymore. And also, what's going to contribute to this collapse that I see in 2026 is the fact that the bonds, U.S. Treasury bonds, are basically not as valuable as they used to be anymore because places like Japan, places like China, they're dumping the U.S. Treasury bonds. They are. They no longer want them. They're getting rid of them, and this is basically the reality. I've already woken up to it. Um, what AI also, this is another thing that's going to hit 2026. What I foresee coming for 2026. I mean, I just another information that came across my phone there. I think it was yesterday because I'm in Florida here. Florida, there's over 850,000 layoffs in Florida that happened in just 1 year, which is in the year 2025. It's not just Florida; it's all over the place. But they emphasize the layoff that was in Florida. But this is something that's all over the U.S. Now, when I see that type of layoff, or when I see corporation doing that type of layoff, that just tells me one thing: the market is getting bad. There's a market crash on the horizon. So what these companies are doing basically, and in a way, from a business standpoint, I can't blame them because the number one liability a corporation has is the payroll. Payroll meaning employees. Those are liabilities. I'm sorry to put it like that, but it's true. If anyone ever run a business or open a business, know what I'm talking about. The average person will disagree because the average person never owned a business or run a business before. But the number one liability for any business when they have a staff of people is always the paycheck. So when things start getting bad or start going in a direction you don't want the business to go, let's just say downhill, especially when it comes to the gross sales is not as good as it used to be. I mean, the first thing the business owner want to do is basically start cutting the payroll. I don't blame him. It's actually the smartest thing to do to sustain the business. So I see a lot more layoffs coming. It's sad. It is really, really sad what I'm foreseeing. Another information: Florida is actually in the top. It's in the top five. I think it was number three for foreclosure. People are losing their houses. Um, Delinquency, car delinquency, repo. The repo market is hot right now because people are losing their cars. The fact that they can't pay this car note anymore because they don't got any job. And this is where we're at. The homeless scene is just getting out of control. Um, a former executive for the IMF mean International Monetary Fund. It's actually directly connected to the World Bank. I saw a video where he was actually talking about AI and the impact AI is going to have on people. AI have taken a lot of jobs in 2025. But what stand out to me with this video, and I take this man to his word, I really do believe what he's saying. He's a former executive for the IMF. He's saying that 2026 is actually going to be worse when it comes to the layoff and AI replacing human being. I believe the man. I do. Because I've been researching about this AI takeover for the past 2 years. And when I said it's coming and it's full force. And literally there's nothing we can do to stop it. We can't. Um a lot of college kids, a lot of kids that are coming out of high school, they did a survey with these kids. They graduate from high school and start asking them questions about college. Meaning how important it is for you to go to college, get a 4 year degree. Around 65 to 70% of these students says it's not important anymore. It's not. It's sad for me to say this, and I'm not saying college, furthering your education is not important, but I get why they're saying what they're saying due to the fact that college is so expensive. Maybe out of this 65%, 90% or 95% of these people have to go take out a student loan. Now, why? If you look at it from a business perspective here, hear me out. A loan is a liability. Um, why would anyone take out liabilities to get a piece of paper when there's a really good chance that that piece of paper to get the job that they're going to want to get, that's a high possibility that they might be replaced with robots, according to what's happening now with AI. So in a way, can you blame these kids? You can't. You got to see from their perspective and to see the growth of what's happening to artificial intelligence. I can't really blame these kids. I really, really can't. It's completely up to them what they want to do with their lives. But in a way, I understand what they're saying. So I do believe that going into 2026, a lot of these younger generation, the Gen Zs, are going to start waking up and start realizing that going in debt and going to college to get a 4 year degree, it's not really worth it anymore. At one point, yes, when you have job security. But ask yourself these questions. How many people now have job security because of AI? I'll wait. No, think about that question. How many people have job security? How many? Not a lot. Mind you, There are going to be a lot of jobs out there that AI can't replace because you do need a human touch. For example, when it comes to um, hospitality industry, trades, jobs like that, jobs that require skill set and human interaction are some of the last. I don't see those jobs going away. AI can't replace those jobs. And a lot of those jobs that they can't replace doesn't require a degree. And younger generation are waking up to this. Actually, believe it or not, guys, the ones who have the skill set, some trades or whatever, another article I read, are actually making a lot more money than the ones with a degree. It's easy to get a trade, to go to trade school. It's a lot shorter time and it's a lot cheaper. But in the long run, they're making more money. So you can't really get mad at these younger generation for saying these things due to the fact that things are changing. They are waking up to it, and there is no generation on this planet that is computer savvy like the younger generation. They're not the smartest, but one thing I promise you, you put any device in their hand, they know how to use it very, very well. They probably don't know, they probably don't use it the right way as a tool. They use it more to consume, but they know they are on top of what is happening and what's going on first before anybody, due to the fact that they're always on these devices. They were born using these devices. So that's really what they know. Actually, the addiction of these younger generation on these devices and social media is just as bad as a drug addiction. Because have you ever seen a video of a parent take away a phone from a kid and look at the way they react? It's insane. It's a serious addiction. But our society in a whole, it's regressing. We're not progressing. We're regressing. We're going backwards in intellect, in reasoning, in common sense. And one of the main reasons for this is because of technologies, because of social media, because of AI, access to AIs, because of all of that. We use Chat GPT now to think for us. We don't even want to do thinking anymore as human beings. We go to an AI, ask it a question, and expect to get the right answer. I'm not saying I don't use Chat GPT. I do, but I use it more as a tool if I need to do research. But I'm not going to use it in a way where that's telling me how to think and how to live. But I've seen people, and they do it right in front of me. I've actually seen people dating in relationship, and when their partner texts them, they copy the text, put it in Chat GPT, send it, and Chat GPT is doing the reply for them, and they copy what Chat GPT is saying, paste it in the text inbox, and send it to their spouse, whoever they're dating. So they're not even speaking to the person from themselves anymore. The AI is what doing the talking for them, which is crazy. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that growing up in my lifetime, but I guess we didn't have Chat GPT. The younger generation are doing that because realistically, that's all they know. So it's scary to see what's unfolding. 2026 is going to be a year which is none like we haven't seen before. I really do believe it's going to make 2028 look like 2008, sorry, not 2028. I really believe 2026 is going to make 2008, which is that housing crash. It's going to look like a cakewalk. It is. A lot of people are going to lose their homes. It's sad for me to say that, but it's already started. It is. A lot of people are going to lose their cars because they can't pay their car note due to the fact that they're going to lose their job. They're getting replaced by artificial intelligence. Walmart already announced that more layoffs are coming. Amazon already announced this couple weeks ago or like a month or two ago, that their goal is to make sure that their operation is 70% of their operation is robotics, not humans, because the robotic the robot don't complain, they don't take sick leave, they work 24 hours a day, nonstop. Humans don't do that, so the work is more effective and it's more efficient rather than a human body. So from a business standpoint, again, looking at it from a business owner standpoint, looking at the liabilities, sorry, looking at the money that I'm saving, in a way, I can't blame them if I put myself in that shoe as the business owner. As a business owner, the whole thing is when you start the business is to try to cut as much liability as you possibly can to maximize on your profit. There's no other way to explain it. So people, I hope and pray that people are waking up to this new reality. People need to start creating a product of value to survive what's coming, guys. If you think having a job is going to make you survive what's coming, you're wrong. You're going to fall short, and you're going to be one of the first to lose everything to survive. And if you do have a job, I'm not saying having a job is not a good thing, but if you don't have a backup with that job, due to the fact of what's happening right now, like a little thing you're doing on the side, little business, create an Amazon store, sell products, do something to make extra income, just in case that job slipped away from your hands due to the fact that you've been replaced by AI, you're going to be left behind. Better yet, if you can create your own job where you're not being replaced by AI, for example, a construction company, what else? Stuff where skill set is required, and you realize that AI cannot replace that, and you can establish that type of business and make it successful. You're going to be one of the few that's not going to be affected. Actually, you're going to make a ton load of money because it's already happening right now. Those people are the ones making all the money, not the ones sitting at the desk anymore in the office because they have a piece of paper. That's why they're there. Degree ain't making any money anymore. There's a small group of people that's making the money, but on a whole, degree ain't making the money anymore. It's even billionaires are coming out publicly and said it now, and I agree with them. The next generation of millionaires are going to be the plumbers and the electricians. They're right. These are people with skill set, some form of trade. These are the new generation of millionaires. And I think going into 2026, this is where people are actually going to start to see it for what it is, and people are going to wake up more to it and start saying, "Oh wow, I got to do something. I got to create some form of backup because I can any minute this can be taken away from me. This job can be taken away from me due to the fact that AI is on the rise." I see huge earthquake happening all over the globe. California, you guys are in trouble. Um, the Caribbean is going to get hit in 2026 with huge quakes. Japan, Indonesia, these seismic activity is going to escalate on a serious level. And not only that, volcanic eruption, weather patterns are going to change drastically. And we're going to start seeing incredible weather that we haven't seen before either. We're going to start seeing winter, certain type of winter that we haven't seen before. We're going to start seeing storms, hurricanes that we haven't seen before. Tornado. Everything is escalated. Natural disasters escalated. And this is because of what's happening to our planet, basically. It's the pole shift. So during the pole shift, this is what comes with it. Yeah. But, I just choose to do this quick topic on what I foresee for 2026. And I'm hoping that get this information will get to the right person, and they'll hopefully they'll wake up, start making adjustment for the future, so they can be in a stable financial position. And again, I'm not banging anyone with a job. Do what you got to do to support your family. I encourage that. But, but, the only but, you need to establish a backup. You need to start getting creative. Stop consuming for a sec. Stop buying shit. Pardon my language. Buying stuff you don't need. Start shopping smarter. You don't need to drive a really, really expensive car, ridiculous car that you can no longer afford. You don't need that. You don't need to be taking 2 or 3 vacations a year. You don't need that. Or if you're going to take that many vacations, start to be more penny wise with your spending. Because if you don't, you're going to be one of the first to fall short on your face when everything starts unfolding, because you're not going to have the resources to get by, because you're constantly living paycheck to paycheck because of the fact that you're so overwhelmed with bills and liabilities. You have an expensive car note, expensive mortgage, a high credit card bill, all this stuff that people are doing to themselves. They can fix it. They really can if they choose to fix it and if they're disciplined. That's really what it boils down to. But anyway, I just did this quick episode for the my first episode for 2026, and hoping that people would, see it for what it is and start working out. So again, this is my username. I moved the microphone so you can see it. For Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X, Mixmaster Excel. Go follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, follow me on TikTok, follow me on X. It's the same password, Mixmaster XL, spelled just like it pronounced. I just want to thank you guys for listening to my episode, and wish you guys Happy New Year, and stay safe. And let's see how this unfolds. It's not going to be pretty, but there is a economical collapse on its way. It's actually started already, believe it or not. But again, today is January 4th, 2026. Stay blessed, folks. Ciao.